Kyle Busch didn't just make headlines, he set the NASCAR world on fire. During a raw and revealing appearance on the Pat McAfee Show, Busch dropped a reality check that forced fans, teams, and critics alike to rethink what separates the elite from the pack. According to Busch, greatness isn't magic, it's precision. It's nerve. Most drivers, he says, push their cars to about 97 or 98% of their capability. Not him. Busch says he goes all the way, 100.5%. He deliberately flirts with disaster, goes just over the edge, and still manages to hold on. That razor-thin margin, he says, is the difference between winning trophies and watching from mid-pack.
For me, what always sort of made me as successful as I was, like, I could push it to that 100.5% line and just a little bit over the edge and yet keep it under control, where everybody else sort of lies within that 97 to 98% range. So you can get that little bit out of it, you can make a lot more hay in being able to get those wins.
That extra push helped him accomplish things only a handful of drivers ever have, like winning both the Xfinity and Cup Series races in a single weekend multiple times. It's what gave him back-to-back Brickyard 400 wins in 2015 and 2016, and nearly a third in 2017 if not for a late race wreck. "We got screwed," Busch said bluntly. That moment still haunts him. He was fast, dominant, and robbed by a restart gone wrong, not by his mistakes, but by the chaos of others. But now, the same driver who once dominated the track is in uncharted territory, a losing streak. Since joining Richard Childress Racing in 2023, Busch started hot. 3 wins that year, but since then, nothing. Not one trip to victory lane. His current winless streak, 78 races, the longest drought of his Cup career. For a 2-time champ, that's shocking. The pressure boiled over at Dover Motor Speedway when team owner Richard Childress got on the radio post-race and didn't sugarcoat a thing. "We are in trouble." Busch finished 11th, his teammate Austin Dillon 15th. That's not just disappointing for RCR, it's embarrassing. Busch defended his team, saying they're grinding at the shop, putting in the hours. But there's one thing they're missing: raw speed. The balance is there, the handling is solid, but the cars just aren't fast enough. And when your car's not fast enough, no amount of heart or strategy can fix that gap. Then Busch pulled back the curtain on what's really changed NASCAR. He called out the next-gen car, introduced in 2022, as the start of the sport's downfall. Teams used to build their own machines from the ground up. Now, everyone gets the same pieces from the same suppliers: bodies, chassis, suspension parts. It's like building with the same Lego set as your rival, and hoping you put yours together just a bit better. For a hands-on racer like Busch, that standardization is soul-crushing. It neuters innovation, it rewards obedience, and it strips away the essence of what NASCAR used to be: a creative battlefield. He says the fun and the fight has been sucked out of the process. Busch says the real competition now lives inside engineering departments. Success comes from finding loopholes, exploiting gray areas, and outthinking the rulebook. Winning isn't about who has the best team in the garage. It's about who has the smartest people in CAD software. The war is fought in spreadsheets, not sweat. And he didn't stop there. Busch lit into one particular piece of tech that's changing racing in all the wrong ways: the rear-view camera mirror. This isn't your old-school reflective glass. It's a full HD screen showing everything behind the car. And drivers are using it not just for awareness, but as a weapon. They use it to time blocks perfectly, to take the air off trailing cars, and to hold position with precision defense. It's called mirror driving, and Busch can't stand it. He says it removes instinct, feel, and spotter coordination from the game. It turns racers into screen watchers. He's not alone. Many veterans hate it, but the younger drivers, they love it. For them, it's just another tool in a data-driven sport. And here's where it gets dangerous. Busch is now sitting 18th in points, outside the playoff cut. Only 16 drivers make it. Without a win in the last 5 races, he's out. 2 straight years missing the postseason would be devastating for a guy with 63 Cup wins and over 730 starts. That's not just a stat, that's a crack in a Hall of Fame resume. That's fuel for every doubter who ever said he was done. But for Busch, this isn't just about wins anymore. It's about legacy. He's watching the sport he loves transform into something unrecognizable. The rules are different, the tactics are different, even the values feel different. And Busch, always the rebel, is refusing to go along quietly. He's nostalgic for a time when innovation lived in the garage, not the simulator. When winning meant taking risks, not interpreting spreadsheets. He misses the chaos, the attitude, the raw edge of the old NASCAR, a time when racers were judged by their guts, not gigabytes. And as if that pressure wasn't enough, another crisis is unfolding quietly behind the scenes: the collapse of Kyle Busch Motorsports. In September 2023, Busch sold KBM to Spire Motorsports for $14.5 million. It seemed like a logical move: retreat from ownership, focus on driving, spend more time with family. But that dream is fading fast. At first, Spire made big moves. They ran stars like Kyle Larson and William Byron in trucks. Young drivers like Roger Cuth and Perez de Lara stepped up. Cuth even grabbed a win. But then something weird happened. Auction listings appeared online. Fans started spotting KBM trucks, engines, gear, everything being sold off quietly. No press release, no statement, just silent liquidation. Even longtime employees were caught off guard. Some found out about the closure through social media. Rumors exploded. Was Spire downsizing, out of cash, shifting focus? Nobody knows. And with no official word, fans are panicking. Many are begging Busch to buy the team back. He should scoop it all up at half price, one post read. But the truth is, KBM may never be what it once was. The real heartbeat of that team, crew chief Rudy Fugle, left when Byron went full-time in Cup. He wasn't just a strategist, he was the brain of the operation. Without him, the magic never quite returned. Busch poured years of his life into KBM. It wasn't just a business. It was a proving ground for the next generation of drivers. It was his legacy off the track. And now, it's unraveling in silence. A symbol of his vision being dismantled one asset at a time. It's more than lost inventory, it's lost identity. As his Cup career hits turbulence, his team dissolves, and the sport he once conquered morphs into something he hardly recognizes. Busch stands at a crossroads. He's calling out the sport, he's exposing what's broken, he's refusing to go quietly, and fans, whether they love or hate him, are listening. Because no matter what side of the fence you're on, you can't ignore Busch when he speaks. So here's the question: can Kyle Busch adapt to this new NASCAR built on parity and tech? Or is the era of raw driving, risk-taking, rule-bending racers over? One thing's for sure: Busch isn't done yet. His fire is still burning, and the sport that shaped him might still need him to reshape it. Let us know your take in the comments. Hit like, hit subscribe, because if Kyle Busch has anything left to prove, this fight isn't finished. Not by a long shot.